The chilling reality, a truth that echoes with a profound and unsettling resonance for countless individuals worldwide, is that one day, the cherished, taken for granted freedom to move effortlessly through the world, to navigate its myriad challenges and joys with unbridled confidence, could insidiously slip away. That once vibrant spring in your step, the unshakable confidence in your intrinsic balance as you gracefully traverse uneven terrain, the sheer, unadulterated joy of independent movement, these fundamental pillars of a rich and fulfilling life could, with a slow yet relentless march, diminish into a disheartening memory, leaving you with legs that feel inexplicably heavy, disconcertingly unstable, and tragically prone to the silent, insidious betrayal of weakness. The pervasive, ever-present fear of an unexpected fall, the deep-seated frustration of agonizing muscle cramps, the crushing, emotionally weighty burden of lost independence. These are not merely distant, abstract worries relegated to a hypothetical future. For a vast and growing number of individuals, they are the quiet, daily battles that relentlessly erode not just physical capability, but also mental fortitude and overall quality of life. The psychological toll of constantly anticipating a stumble, of meticulously planning every movement to mitigate risk, of slowly withdrawing from cherished social activities due to physical limitations, is immense and often underestimated. This decline doesn't just impact the individual, it extends its tendrils to family members, caregivers, and entire support networks, creating a ripple effect of concern and increased burden. Yet what if the secret to robustly defying this seemingly inevitable decline, to courageously reclaiming vibrant, unstoppable leg strength and enduring vitality, wasn't an elusive, miraculous intervention, but a profound, accessible truth hidden in plain sight? A meticulously crafted nutritional blueprint for enduring, unparalleled vitality. What if the very building blocks your body craves to maintain peak physical performance were readily available through informed dietary choices and targeted supplementation? Don't let the vital, transformative opportunity to fortify your foundational strength, to actively safeguard your future mobility, pass you by in the silent march of time. Today, we are not just unveiling, we are proudly illuminating the path to understanding the 7 most powerful vitamins and minerals that possess the innate capacity to profoundly transform your legs, ensuring they remain robust, resilient, and exquisitely ready for whatever life throws your way. From powerfully boosting intrinsic muscle function and meticulously protecting delicate bone density to dramatically enhancing critical circulation and supporting overall cellular integrity. This isn't merely about the proactive avoidance of a debilitating fall. It is, in its most profound sense, about preserving your entire world of cherished activity, unshakable confidence, and boundless, invaluable freedom, empowering you to live life on your own terms for years to come. Welcome, the unseen power of vitamin D, your leg's silent guardian. As the years accumulate, our bodies inevitably embark upon a deeply intricate journey of transformation, a physiological metamorphosis marked by both subtle shifts and more pronounced changes. Muscle mass, the very engine of movement that propels us through daily life and allows us to engage with the world, begins its slow yet relentless wane, a process known as sarcopenia, and the structural integrity of our bones, the sturdy scaffolding that supports our entire frame, can subtly diminish, increasing their fragility. What once felt like effortless strides, a fluid and natural extension of our will, can slowly and insidiously morph into movements fraught with increased effort, a pervasive sense of heaviness, and even a burgeoning apprehension, transforming simple tasks into formidable challenges. One of the most insidious, yet frequently overlooked catalysts for this pervasive decline, a silent saboteur working beneath the surface of our awareness, is a chronic, often undiagnosed deficiency in vitamin D. This isn't merely about preventing brittle bones, though its role in bone health is undeniably paramount. This powerhouse vitamin orchestrates a fundamental and complex symphony within your body, playing an absolutely indispensable role in meticulously maintaining robust, exquisitely balanced, and fully functional legs, which are the very foundation of independent mobility. we must delve deep into the profound and multifaceted reasons why vitamin D stands as the most critical nutrient for preserving and enhancing leg strength in our later years, meticulously exploring how consciously ensuring an adequate and sustained intake can dramatically revolutionize mobility, ushering in an era of enhanced well-being, unwavering independence, and a renewed zest for life. Its influence permeates every aspect of muscle health, from the cellular level of protein synthesis and mitochondrial function to the macroscopic level of balance and gait, making its optimal presence non-negotiable for sustained physical prowess. The irony, and indeed the cruel twist of physiological fate, is that as we mature, our skin's efficiency in synthesizing vitamin D from the sun's benevolent and life-giving rays significantly wanes, a natural consequence of aging and changes in skin composition. To compound this already significant challenge, many seniors naturally find themselves spending less time outdoors, whether due to evolving lifestyle preferences that favor indoor activities, burgeoning mobility limitations that make outdoor excursions more arduous, or a heightened and entirely justified awareness of sun-induced skin damage and the associated risks of skin cancer. The cumulative effect of these interconnected factors is a widespread and often unrecognized deficiency, the silent saboteur that gradually yet relentlessly erodes intrinsic muscle strength, leaving the legs feeling increasingly weak, perceptibly unsteady, and precariously unstable, a sensation that can lead to a profound loss of confidence. A chorus of meticulously conducted studies published in prestigious medical journals and reviewed by leading experts has consistently and unequivocally illuminated a direct, undeniable, and statistically significant correlation between alarmingly low levels of vitamin D and pronounced muscle weakness, alongside a heightened and deeply concerning risk of falls among the elderly population. Indeed, groundbreaking research meticulously published in the prestigious Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism unequivocally revealed that seniors who maintained optimal sufficient vitamin D levels exhibited markedly stronger muscle fibers, superior coordination, and significantly improved balance, all critical and interconnected attributes that collectively rendered them substantially less prone to debilitating injuries, such as hip fractures or complex lower limb fractures, which often mark the beginning of a rapid decline in independence. Conversely, those grappling with a discernible and measurable deficiency experienced an accelerated and distressing rate of muscle loss, transforming even the most basic, taken-for-granted activities, such as ascending a flight of stairs, rising from a comfortable chair, or simply walking across a room, into formidable, exhausting, and often painful challenges, further cementing their reliance on others. It is absolutely imperative to understand that vitamin D's profound influence extends dramatically far beyond its well-known partnership with calcium absorption or its pivotal, indispensable role in foundational bone health, although these contributions are undeniably vital and deeply interconnected. This extraordinary vitamin directly intervenes in the intricate and complex machinery of muscle function, primarily by significantly enhancing protein synthesis, the very fundamental process by which muscles repair, regenerate, and grow stronger after exertion, and by dramatically improving neuromuscular communication, which is the swift, precise, and flawlessly coordinated dialogue between your brain and your muscles, dictating every movement and reaction. Envision it as the premium, high-octane fuel source for your leg muscles. Without its ample, consistent supply, they struggle to perform at their absolute peak, operating with significantly reduced efficiency, diminished power output, and compromised responsiveness. Further, more nuanced research has compellingly demonstrated that vitamin D plays an absolutely pivotal role in conscientiously maintaining fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are indispensable for rapid, reflexive reactions, explosive power, and impeccable balance. These specialized fibers act as your body's innate instant safety net, helping to avert potentially devastating falls by empowering your legs to respond with lightning speed and precision whenever your balance is unexpectedly compromised by an external force or an internal shift. In the regrettable absence of adequate vitamin D, these crucial muscle fibers undergo a disheartening deterioration, culminating in perceptibly slower reaction times, weaker muscle contractions, and a significantly elevated dangerous risk of injury from falls that could otherwise be prevented. Moreover, vitamin D has been robustly shown to actively mitigate and reduce inflammation within delicate muscle tissues, providing tangible and much-needed relief from the chronic pain, persistent discomfort, and pervasive stiffness that regrettably afflicts many seniors in their legs, often mistakenly attributed solely to age or arthritis. Individuals who frequently contend with persistent cramps, unyielding stiffness, inexplicable leg pain, or a general feeling of muscle fatigue might discover a profound, unexpected, and truly surprising relief simply by diligently optimizing their vitamin D levels, often observing an improvement in pain, flexibility, and overall comfort within weeks or months. The consequences of negligently overlooking or actively neglecting a vitamin D deficiency are far-reaching, deeply unsettling, and potentially catastrophic. It doesn't just pave the insidious way for weaker legs and diminished mobility, but catastrophically opens the door to a host of grave and potentially life-altering health problems that extend far beyond the musculoskeletal system. The most alarming among these are the specters of osteoporosis, a silent disease that thins and weakens bones, and debilitating fractures. Without a sufficient, steady, and optimally absorbed supply of vitamin D, calcium, even if consumed in ample quantities, cannot be properly absorbed and assimilated into the bone matrix, leading directly to the formation of brittle, fragile bones that are agonizingly susceptible to breaks, even from minor stressors. A seemingly minor stumble, an event that might have been entirely innocuous and easily recovered from in one's more vigorous youth, could tragically escalate into a major life-altering fracture, such as a hip or vertebral break, an injury that drastically compromises mobility, necessitates extensive medical intervention, and irrevocably curtails one's precious independence, sometimes permanently. Beyond the critical domains of bones and muscles, a chronic and sustained vitamin D deficiency has been irrefutably linked to increased risks of severe heart disease, measurable cognitive decline affecting memory and executive function, a dangerously weakened immune system making one more susceptible to infections, and even certain types of cancers. Seniors who negligently disregard their vitamin D intake may not only find themselves battling the indignity of weak legs and the fear of falling, but also confront a substantially higher likelihood of succumbing to a myriad of chronic illnesses, each further eroding their precious quality of life, increasing healthcare costs, and diminishing their overall well-being and longevity. So amidst this daunting landscape of potential decline, what is the clear, actionable, and profoundly empowering solution? The unequivocally good news, a beacon of hope for many, is that diligently ensuring optimal vitamin D levels is remarkably simple and possesses the profound potential to yield life-changing, transformative benefits that extend far beyond just leg health. Herein lie the most effective, evidence-based, and readily implementable strategies to robustly boost your vitamin D reserves and perpetually maintain your legs in a state of unwavering strength and steadfast stability, thereby preserving your freedom and quality of life. First, prioritize strategic sun exposure. Dedicating just 15 to 30 minutes to direct sunlight exposure daily, ideally during the gentle morning or late afternoon hours when UV radiation is less intense, can provide a significant, natural, and highly effective boost to your body's innate vitamin D production. Maximizing absorption is achieved by exposing larger surface areas, such as your arms and legs, but always exercise mindfulness regarding sunscreen application, as a high SPF can regrettably impede vitamin D synthesis, so a balance is key. Second, intelligently integrate vitamin D-rich foods into your daily diet. While dietary intake alone may not be entirely sufficient to meet rigorous daily requirements, consistently incorporating fatty fish such as wild salmon, mackerel, herring, and sardines, along with fortified dairy products like milk and yogurt, nutrient-dense egg yolks, especially from pasture-raised hens, and specific types of mushrooms, particularly those exposed to UV light, can significantly contribute to your overall intake and complement sun exposure. Crucially, and for a vast majority of seniors, consider intelligent supplementation. For a significant portion of the aging population, particularly those whose time outdoors is inherently limited due to lifestyle, health, or geographical location, a vitamin D supplement is not merely beneficial, but absolutely essential to reaching and maintaining optimal blood levels. Most leading medical experts confidently recommend a daily intake of 800 to 1000 IU for optimal bone and muscle health and general well-being, although in cases of severe clinically diagnosed deficiency, higher doses, e.g. 2000 to 5000 IU or even more initially, may be medically warranted under stringent supervision by a qualified healthcare professional. If any uncertainty clouds your personal vitamin D levels, a straightforward blood test, specifically a 25-hydroxyvitamin D test, can provide definitive clarity and guide appropriate intervention. Encouragingly, many forward-thinking doctors and healthcare systems now routinely screen older adults for vitamin D deficiency, recognizing its absolutely critical and undeniable role in the proactive prevention of debilitating falls, devastating fractures, and a host of other age-related health issues, making it a cornerstone of preventative geriatric care. Rexha calcium, the foundation of unyielding strength. Unlike younger individuals whose bones are still actively engaged in a dynamic, robust state of remodeling and growth, perpetually building more bone than they lose, seniors inevitably experience a gradual, insidious loss of bone mass, a process termed osteopenia, and if severe, osteoporosis. This progressive demineralization renders them increasingly susceptible to devastating fractures, which can dramatically alter their quality of life and independence. This vulnerability is particularly perilous for the legs, where hip fractures, devastating breaks of the femur, and painful stress fractures in the lower limbs represent some of the most serious, complex, and life-altering injuries older adults face, often leading to prolonged hospital stays, extensive rehabilitation, and a permanent reduction in mobility. A seemingly minor fall, a misstep on an uneven pavement, a slip on a wet floor, an incident that might have been entirely harmless and easily shrugged off in the vigor of youth, can tragically culminate in months of arduous recovery, often accompanied by significant pain and psychological distress, or even worse, permanent mobility loss, requiring assistive devices or long-term care when bones are critically deprived of the necessary calcium reserves, rendering them fragile and brittle. Yet, calcium's profound and multifaceted role extends dramatically far beyond its well-established, indispensable contribution to bone strength and structural integrity. It is also an absolutely essential and indispensable player in the intricate, beautifully choreographed dance of muscle contraction. Every single voluntary movement, from the simple, deliberate act of taking a single step, gracefully traversing a room, or reaching for an object, to the significant exertion required to rise from a comfortable chair or climb a flight of stairs, hinges upon a complex, exquisitely coordinated, and precisely timed interplay between calcium ions and specialized muscle fibers, actin and myosin filaments. Calcium acts as the quintessential trigger for muscle contraction, binding to specific proteins, troponin, that allow muscle fibers to slide past each other, ensuring smooth, precise, powerful, and perfectly controlled movement. Without an adequate and readily available supply of this vital mineral, muscles may succumb to debilitating, painful cramps, feel inexplicably weak and lacking in power, or tragically fail to generate the necessary force required to maintain steadfast stability, leading to a profound sense of unsteadiness and increased risk of falls. This fundamental and undeniable dependency elucidates why countless individuals grappling with chronic calcium deficiency frequently experience agonizing leg cramps, a perceptible and frustrating sluggishness in movement, and an overall disheartening reduction in muscle endurance, making even routine activities feel like monumental efforts. So, with such profound and far-reaching implications at stake for both skeletal and muscular health, how do you conscientiously and consistently ensure your body is perpetually receiving an ample, bioavailable supply of calcium to maintain its robust structure and function? While dairy products, including nourishing, calcium-rich milk, creamy yogurt, and delicious, versatile cheese, rightfully remain among the richest, most concentrated, and most readily available sources of dietary calcium, it's vitally important to recognize they are not the sole providers, and a diverse dietary approach is beneficial. A vibrant and varied array of leafy greens, such as nutrient-dense kale, robust collard greens, and crisp bok choy, coupled with protein-rich almonds, versatile tofu, especially calcium-set varieties, savory sardines, with bones intact, and a growing selection of fortified plant-based milks, almond, soy, oat, all offer excellent, substantial, and often highly bioavailable calcium content, catering to diverse dietary preferences and needs. The overarching and undeniably effective principle is variety and consistency. Consciously incorporating multiple diverse sources of calcium into your daily dietary regimen ensures not only steady and efficient absorption, but also superior, holistic, and long-term bone and muscle maintenance. However, it's a critical and often overlooked nuance that calcium derived exclusively from food may not always be entirely sufficient to meet increased physiological demands, particularly for individuals navigating specific dietary restrictions, such as lactose intolerance or veganism, or grappling with compromised absorption issues stemming from age-related changes or underlying medical conditions. It is precisely within this context that intelligently chosen calcium supplements can play an invaluable, supportive, and often essential role, especially when strategically combined with vitamin D, which magnificently enhances calcium absorption within the intestines, acting as a crucial synergistic partner. When selecting supplements, calcium citrate is often preferred for older adults due to its better absorption profile, even without stomach acid. Nevertheless, the wise adage, "more is not always better," holds particularly true and resonates with critical importance when discussing calcium intake. While its essentiality for health is beyond any question, excessive intake, particularly when heavily reliant on high-dose supplements taken without medical guidance, can regrettably lead to undesirable and potentially harmful consequences, including calcium deposits in arterial walls, contributing to atherosclerosis, the painful formation of kidney stones, and distressing digestive issues such as constipation. Striking the precise, judicious, and medically appropriate balance is absolutely crucial for older adults, whose physiological systems may be more sensitive to imbalances. The generally recommended daily intake ranges from 1,000 to 1,200 milliliters of calcium for adults over 50, ideally sourced from a harmonious and diverse combination of natural, wholesome foods and judicious supplementation when genuinely necessary and under professional guidance to avoid both deficiency and excess. Beyond merely focusing on calcium intake, another profoundly pivotal and often underestimated factor in calcium's overall effectiveness for bone and muscle health is regular, consistent movement. Weight-bearing exercises encompassing activities such as invigorating walking, targeted resistance training, lifting weights or using resistance bands, and even light-controlled jogging or dancing powerfully stimulate bone remodeling and actively direct calcium precisely where it is most needed, into the bones and muscles themselves, strengthening their structure and enhancing their function. This mechanical loading signals osteoblasts, the bone-building cells, to lay down new bone tissue. Without consistent, purposeful movement and the mechanical stress it imparts, even a perfectly adequate calcium intake cannot fully realize its potential to strengthen the skeletal system and support robust muscle function, as the body lacks the signals to deposit calcium effectively. To neglect your calcium intake, therefore, doesn't just tragically weaken your bones and predispose you to fractures. It subtly yet profoundly robs you of the fundamental ability to move freely, to joyfully engage in the activities you deeply cherish, and ultimately to unequivocally maintain your cherished independence and vibrant quality of life. A life brimming with robust mobility, unwavering stability, and boundless confidence unequivocally begins with strong bones and exquisitely functioning muscles, both of which are inextricably and fundamentally dependent upon an optimal, balanced supply of calcium and its synergistic partners. Vitamin B12, the nerve connection to leg vitality. While much of the essential discourse surrounding leg strength and endurance predictably revolves around the well-known titans of calcium for bones and protein for muscles, an often overlooked yet profoundly critical truth is that vitamin B12 plays an absolutely fundamental, indispensable role in the intricate and complex realm of neuromuscular function. This vital nutrient is meticulously responsible for diligently maintaining the health and structural integrity of your nerves, which serve as the body's superhighways for communication, diligently ensuring that the complex electrical impulses which gracefully travel through your spinal cord and cascade into the intricate network of nerves supplying your legs remain robust, precise, and flawlessly efficient. These impulses dictate every muscle contraction, every sensory perception, and every coordinated movement. Without its ample, consistent presence, your muscles unfortunately do not receive the accurate, timely, and potent signals they require from the brain, inevitably leading to a creeping sense of weakness, an unsettling instability that can undermine confidence, and a gradual, almost imperceptible loss of precise control over your movements, making everyday tasks feel clumsy or insecure. It comes as no surprise, then, that one of the most commonly reported, deeply unsettling, and frequently misdiagnosed symptoms of a B12 deficiency is a pervasive, heavy, and often debilitating feeling of perpetually tired legs, as if they are weighed down by an invisible burden, often unpleasantly accompanied by persistent numbness, a disconcerting pins and needles sensation, or an irritating crawling tingling, all classic signs of compromised nerve function. Yet here lies a truly alarming and often underestimated aspect of public health. Vitamin B12 deficiency is shockingly, even disturbingly common among older adults, presenting a significant challenge to maintaining their mobility and cognitive health. Unlike many other vitamins that can be conveniently stored in adipose tissue for extended periods or readily absorbed through a vast array of diverse foods, regardless of digestive health, B12 absorption is acutely, uniquely, and intricately dependent on impeccable digestive health and a complex biological pathway. The human body specifically requires adequate levels of stomach acid to release B12 from its protein bonds in food, and then a specialized critical glycoprotein known as intrinsic factor, produced by the parietal cells in the stomach lining, to efficiently bind to and extract B12 from the food we consume, allowing its absorption in the small intestine. As we gracefully age, the natural production of stomach acid regrettably decreases, a condition called atrophic gastritis, and common gastrointestinal conditions such as chronic gastritis, persistent acid reflux, and even the protracted long-term use of antacids, proton pump inhibitors, and H2 blockers, can further significantly impair this already delicate and vital absorption process, creating a perfect storm for deficiency. Add to this already precarious physiological scenario the fact that many seniors unknowingly adhere to diets that are unfortunately low in B12-rich foods, particularly if they reduce meat consumption or follow vegetarian-vegan diets without proper supplementation, and the cumulative result is a slow but relentlessly steady and insidious depletion of this truly essential nutrient, often going unnoticed for years until symptoms become severe. The far-reaching consequences of an unaddressed and chronic B12 deficiency extend dramatically beyond merely experiencing a sensation of weakness or tingling. Uncorrected, chronic B12 depletion can tragically lead to irreversible nerve damage, profoundly impacting one's delicate balance, precise coordination, and swift reflexes, which are all critical for preventing falls. B12 is essential for the formation and maintenance of myelin, the protective sheath around nerve fibers, and its absence leads to demyelination, impairing nerve signal transmission. A disheartening number of seniors who contend with frequent, inexplicable falls that seem to come out of nowhere, significant difficulty in maintaining a steady gait, stumbling, or a pervasive sense that their legs simply don't work like they used to are, in an often misunderstood reality, experiencing the profound and debilitating neurological effects of a critical B12 shortage. The decline in mobility, strength, and sensation is, more often than not, so insidiously gradual and subtle that it is tragically dismissed by both the individual and sometimes by healthcare providers as an unavoidable normal part of the aging process, a regrettable acceptance of deterioration, when in fact it is an entirely preventable and in many cases reversible condition with timely intervention. Fortunately, the diligent and consistent restoration of B12 levels, particularly when addressed early, can precipitate a truly profound and often dramatic impact on both mobility and vibrant energy levels, often observed within weeks or months. Studies have unequivocally demonstrated that seniors who meticulously correct their deficiency experience noticeable, tangible improvements in their overall strength, enduring stamina, nerve conduction velocity, and fundamental leg function, helping them regain lost confidence and activity levels. But the pivotal question remains: where does this absolutely critical vitamin originate, especially given its unique absorption requirements? Unlike a multitude of other vital nutrients that can be readily obtained from diverse plant-based sources, vitamin B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products, making it a particular concern for vegetarians and vegans. The very best, most bioavailable, and most concentrated sources encompass lean, wholesome meats, beef, pork, lamb, a diverse range of fish, salmon, tuna, cod, farm-fresh eggs, wholesome dairy products, milk, yogurt, cheese, and nutrient-dense shellfish, particularly succulent clams, mussels, and oysters. Vitamin-rich liver stands as one of the richest natural sources available, though not frequently consumed. For individuals who conscientiously follow plant-based diets or those who unfortunately struggle with efficient absorption due to age-related changes or medical conditions. B12 fortified foods, such as certain cereals, nutritional yeast, and a variety of plant-based milks, soy, almond, oat, or thoughtfully chosen B12 supplements, become not merely beneficial but absolutely essential to prevent deficiency. The genuinely good news is that vitamin B12 is widely considered one of the safest vitamins to supplement, as any excess amounts are efficiently excreted through urine, making toxicity rare. Many older adults derive substantial benefit from diligently taking higher dose B12 supplements, often in forms like methylcobalamin, which is highly bioavailable, or receiving periodic professionally administered injections, especially if they encounter persistent difficulties in absorbing it adequately through food alone due to a lack of intrinsic factor. Regular proactive monitoring through precise blood tests, serum B12, methylmalonic acid, homocysteine levels can definitively help ensure optimal levels are maintained, thus preventing the insidious, gradual decline in leg function, cognitive ability, and overall well-being that so regrettably often accompanies a chronic deficiency. But here is the most profound and actionable takeaway. Truly strong, resilient legs are fundamentally about more than just brute physical strength or robust bones. They are intrinsically about impeccable nervous system efficiency, lightning-fast reaction time, exquisite proprioception, and precise coordination. Regardless of the intensity or frequency of your exercise regimen, if your nerves are not firing correctly, swiftly, and precisely, your legs simply will not respond in the agile, powerful, and controlled way they unequivocally should, leaving you vulnerable. This is precisely why diligently maintaining adequate B12 levels stands as one of the most overlooked, yet undeniably powerful and fundamentally crucial strategies for diligently preserving vibrant mobility, exceptional quality of life, and sustained independence as you gracefully age. Magnesium, the muscle's master regulator. Every single time you take a step, every flex and extension of a muscle, every nuanced movement of your limbs, magnesium plays an indispensable, often unseen, yet absolutely critical behind-the-scenes role, diligently ensuring that your muscles receive the precise electrical and chemical signals they require to contract and relax with seamless fluidity and perfect coordination. It acts as the master regulator of muscle function, a silent but powerful conductor orchestrating a harmonious rhythm, meticulously preventing involuntary spasms, profoundly reducing debilitating fatigue after exertion, and robustly supporting enduring stamina for prolonged physical activity. One of the most prevalent, yet regrettably least recognized symptoms of a lurking magnesium deficiency is the unsettling phenomenon of restless leg syndrome, RLS, characterized by an irresistible urge to move the legs, often accompanied by unpleasant sensations and the agony of frequent, sudden, and intensely painful nighttime leg cramps, which can jolt individuals from sleep. A significant number of seniors regularly experience these abrupt, intensely painful, and involuntary muscle contractions in their legs, particularly as darkness falls and they attempt to rest, thereby profoundly disrupting their precious sleep patterns, diminishing their quality of rest, and making it exceedingly difficult to genuinely recover from the demands and stresses of their daily activities, leading to pervasive daytime fatigue. This is far more than mere discomfort. It serves as a clear, unmistakable physiological signal that the body is struggling intensely to properly regulate muscle relaxation, as magnesium is crucial for releasing muscle tension. Magnesium actively helps to calm overactive nerve signals, acting as a natural calcium channel blocker and prevents muscles from seizing up unexpectedly, rendering it an absolutely essential mineral for anyone grappling with persistent muscle tension, distressing involuntary contractions, or the pervasive discomfort of restless leg syndrome, bringing much-needed relief and promoting restful sleep. However, magnesium's critical and multifaceted role transcends its direct, profound impact on muscle function. It is also unequivocally vital for maintaining optimal bone density, supporting robust joint health, and contributing to overall skeletal integrity. While calcium frequently commands the spotlight for its well-established contributions to bone integrity and structural strength, it simply cannot perform its crucial duties effectively or be properly utilized without the synergistic presence of magnesium. This powerhouse mineral diligently helps to regulate the complex transport of calcium and meticulously ensures that it is properly incorporated into the bone structure, aiding in bone mineralization rather than being erroneously deposited in soft tissues such as arterial walls, kidneys, or joints, where its unwarranted accumulation could tragically contribute to debilitating stiffness, compromised circulation, painful kidney stones, and persistent joint pain, exacerbating conditions like arthritis. Numerous meticulous studies have compellingly found that a higher, consistent magnesium intake is directly correlated with greater bone mineral density and a significantly reduced risk of devastating fractures in aging adults, solidifying its status as an absolutely essential and often underestimated component of overall enduring mobility and a comprehensive strategy for preventing osteoporosis. Its involvement extends to activating vitamin D, which further enhances calcium absorption, highlighting the intricate interplay of these crucial nutrients. One of the most significant and concerning underlying reasons why magnesium deficiency is so tragically prevalent and widespread among the aging population is its unfortunate susceptibility to depletion by pervasive physiological and psychological stress, certain commonly prescribed medications, and consistently poor dietary habits that lack nutrient density. A vast number of older adults regularly take medications that are known to actively lower magnesium levels or impair its absorption, including commonly prescribed diuretics, thiazides, and loop diuretics, potent proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, used for acid reflux, and specific types of blood pressure drugs. When this pharmacological reality, where essential medications inadvertently deplete vital nutrients, is coupled with diets that are unfortunately low in magnesium, rich foods due to convenience or lack of awareness, the cumulative outcome is a widespread systemic deficiency that quietly and insidiously chips away at fundamental strength, enduring stamina, and vital flexibility. This precise interplay explains why so many seniors experience a gradual, disheartening loss of stamina, finding themselves walking shorter distances with increased effort and fatigue, climbing stairs more slowly than before, and feeling unusually and disproportionately fatigued after even simple routine activities, leading to a diminished capacity for daily living. It is not merely the inexorable, unavoidable march of age that causes this decline. It is frequently a critical and correctable lack of the right, essential nutrients required to fuel optimal cellular function and physiological performance. Diligently replenishing magnesium levels, often through a combination of dietary adjustments and intelligent supplementation, can induce an almost immediate and truly remarkable effect on leg health, dramatically reducing the frequency and intensity of painful cramps, noticeably boosting energy levels by supporting ATP production, and gracefully restoring a profound sense of ease and fluidity in movement, empowering greater physical activity. The very best dietary sources of magnesium are abundant, diverse, and readily available, offering a delicious pathway to optimal health. They include vibrant leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, crunchy nuts, almonds, cashews, Brazil nuts, wholesome seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, hearty whole grains, oats, brown rice, quinoa, and nutritious legumes, black beans, lentils, chickpeas. Foods such as nutrient-packed pumpkin seeds, protein-rich almonds, fresh spinach, robust black beans, and creamy avocados are particularly rich in magnesium, offering a completely natural and delicious pathway to diligently maintain both muscle and bone health without relying solely on supplements. However, for those who genuinely struggle to acquire sufficient magnesium through diet alone, whether due to dietary restrictions, poor absorption, or increased physiological needs, intelligently chosen magnesium supplements can represent an exceptionally effective and safe solution, especially forms such as magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate, or magnesium malate, which are known for their superior bioavailability and easier absorption by the body, minimizing digestive side effects. The transformation that truly occurs when magnesium levels are diligently and consistently restored is nothing short of remarkable and often life-changing. Seniors who once felt heavy, sluggish, perpetually tired, and prone to muscle discomfort discover that their legs respond with a newfound, vibrant energy, allowing them to engage more actively in life. Those who previously suffered from agonizing frequent muscle cramps or persistent stiffness notice a profound and welcome relief, graciously allowing them to sleep more soundly, wake refreshed, and move with newfound freedom and confidence throughout their day. Even delicate balance and precise coordination experience significant improvements as magnesium plays a vital role in regulating the complex neuromuscular connections responsible for steady, confident, and injury-preventing movement, anchoring the body firmly against the forces of gravity. Potassium, the rhythm of muscle and bone. Imagine waking up in the morning, taking that first cautious step out of bed, and being immediately seized by an excruciating, involuntary cramp in your calf muscle that locks your leg in agonizing pain. Does that scenario sound agonizingly familiar? A common yet distressing start to your day? Muscle cramps are, in fact, one of the most common, painful, and distressing symptoms of critically low potassium levels, a condition known as hypokalemia, which can profoundly impact quality of life. This is due to potassium's fundamental and indispensable role as a key electrolyte and regulator of muscle function, diligently helping to meticulously balance the crucial fluids and electrical charges both inside and outside of your intricate muscle cells. Potassium works synergistically with sodium to maintain the proper membrane potential across cell membranes, which is essential for nerve impulse transmission and muscle contraction. When potassium levels unfortunately dip too low, this delicate electrochemical balance is disrupted, leading to an imbalance in cellular fluid, and muscles involuntarily contract in an uncontrolled, erratic, and painful manner, leading directly to those intensely painful and debilitating cramps, particularly prevalent and debilitating in the legs, often during rest or after mild exertion. For older adults who may already be contending with naturally reduced circulation, diminished muscle mass due to sarcopenia, or taking medications that affect electrolyte balance, these persistent and recurrent cramps can escalate beyond a mere annoyance. They can become profoundly debilitating, severely impacting daily life, disrupting sleep, and creating a pervasive fear of movement.